The first light of dawn creeps gently over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of gold and soft pink, and with it begins a day unlike any other. Life on a farm that thrives with 7 different species of animals is a melody of sound, movement, and connection, an ongoing symphony where every creature plays its part, and I, the conductor of this harmonious routine, embrace it wholeheartedly. The crisp morning air is filled with the faint clucks of hens, the low hum of goats waking from their sleep, and the distant bray of a donkey greeting the sun. Every morning starts before the world fully opens its eyes, and in these quiet, sacred hours, I find a rhythm that only life with animals can give. I begin my day at 5:30 a.m., coffee in hand, boots on, heart full. The chickens are the first to greet me. As I approach the coop, their chatter intensifies, a sure sign that they've been awaiting my arrival. I unlatch the wooden door and step back quickly. Because in a flurry of feathers and excitement, they pour out, pecking the ground eagerly. My hens are an assorted bunch, Rhode Island Reds, Leghorns, and Buff Orpingtons, each with their own feisty personality. Feeding them is a joy. I scatter grains while calling out softly, and they cluck in reply, like old friends sharing morning gossip. I check for eggs, carefully lifting each one like a small treasure. Still warm from the nesting boxes, these eggs are more than food, they're symbols of the cycle we share. Next come the goats, who have already started their morning chorus from the adjacent barn. Their bleats are insistent, full of character. I call them by name as I approach, Luna, Daisy, Thor, and they respond with impatient little stomps. Goats are endlessly curious and mischievous. While I fill their troughs with fresh hay and grains, they try to nibble my sleeves, untie my boots, or climb up the fence. Milking them is both an art and a ritual. The rhythm of it, the warm touch, the steam rising from the bucket in the cold air, it's all grounding. Their milk, rich and creamy, will later be turned into soft cheese or used in our morning tea. They nuzzle me as I work, eyes full of trust and mischief. There's something deeply calming about this exchange, an understanding that runs deeper than words. After the goats are content, I move toward the pigsty, where the 2 Berkshire pigs, Rosie and Max, are already snorting and pacing. Feeding time for them is always a loud and enthusiastic affair. Their grunts echo across the farm, and their excitement is contagious. I pour out a mix of kitchen scraps, grains, and fresh water. Pigs are highly intelligent, and Rosie has even figured out how to nudge open the gate if I forget to latch it. I've learned to never underestimate her cunning. Watching them eat, roll in the mud, and then flop onto their sides in satisfied grunts reminds me of the sheer joy found in simplicity. By now, the sun is rising higher, and it's time to greet the sheep. Quiet and serene compared to the pigs and goats, the sheep move in a slow, graceful flock. There are 6 of them, each with thick wool and gentle eyes. They come to me calmly as I lay out their feed, their movements soft and deliberate. There's something deeply peaceful about being among sheep. Sometimes I sit among them in silence, letting the morning sun warm us all. Their wool will soon need shearing, a process I take pride in handling myself, ensuring they remain comfortable through the changing seasons. Further out, in a shaded paddock, my 2 donkeys await their morning interaction. Bella and Jasper are guardians of the flock but also affectionate, social creatures who bray loudly if I'm even 5 minutes late. They nuzzle their heads into my chest as I brush them down, their large eyes blinking slowly in contentment. Donkeys are often misunderstood, seen as stubborn or slow, but anyone who spends time with them knows they are perceptive and loyal. They respond to tone, remember routines, and show affection in the most earnest ways. I check their hooves, clean their water trough, and spend time just walking alongside them. This, too, is farming, being present, attentive, loving. By mid-morning, I make my way to the duck pond. The ducks are always a spectacle, waddling in a row like comedic actors in a play. They're a mixed flock of pecans, khaki Campbells, and Indian runners, and they rule their pond like royalty. I toss out grains and vegetables, and they quack loudly in approval. Ducks are excellent pest controllers, keeping the bug population down around the garden, but more than that, they bring laughter. Watching them splash, preen, and chase each other around the water's edge is a reminder of joy in motion. Their eggs, slightly richer than chicken eggs, are a prized addition to our kitchen and often a favorite among guests. The last stop in my morning circuit is the rabbit hutch. Though small in size, the rabbits hold a big place in my heart. Fluffy, soft, and always curious, they come to the edge of their enclosure as soon as I appear. I crouch down to feed them fresh greens, pellets, and clean water. Their noses twitch as they nibble, and some of them hop onto my lap, waiting for a gentle stroke behind the ears. Rabbits require quiet attention, clean bedding, safe enclosures, careful handling, but they give back with their calming presence. My youngest daughter often joins me here, and together we name the kits, track their growth, and marvel at their quiet lives. By noon, the major feeding is complete, but the day is far from over. There's always something to do, fixing a fence that a goat pushed over, checking on a lamb that seemed a bit slow to eat, cleaning water tanks, rotating pastures, or stacking hay in the barn loft. Sometimes there are vet visits, farrier appointments, or supply deliveries. Sometimes I just walk the fields, watching the animals interact with their environment, noting changes in behavior, mood, appetite, each one a signal of their well-being. Farming with animals is not just about routine, it's about observation, intuition, and care. Afternoons on the farm are slower but still full. I use this time to process milk, gather eggs, and prep feed mixes for the evening. I also dedicate hours to cleaning. Clean coops, barns, and pens are essential for health. It's messy work, sometimes backbreaking, but there's a quiet satisfaction in seeing a freshly bedded stall or a scrubbed water trough gleaming in the sun. The animals always seem to appreciate the effort, rewarding me with calm behavior, gentle eyes, and healthy appetites. As the sun begins its descent, the sky turns orange and purple, casting long shadows across the fields. Evening rounds begin, and once again I move from coop to barn to paddock. The chickens are herded back into the safety of their coop, reluctant but compliant. The goats, now tired from a day of climbing and munching, settle easily in their pen. The pigs curl together in their straw nest, grunting softly. The sheep gather at their gate, ready for the quiet of night. The donkeys stand sentinel near the edge of their enclosure, ears flicking at the last insects of the day. Ducks waddle up to their night shelter, quacking less and less as twilight deepens. And the rabbits, ever docile, curl up in their hay nests, eyes half-lidded in sleep. The time night falls, the farm has gone quiet. Stars prick the darkening sky, and the only sounds are the rustle of wind through leaves, the occasional distant bleat, or the sigh of a sleeping animal. I walk once more through the barn, lantern in hand, doing final checks, pausing to scratch a head here, adjust a blanket there. These are not just animals, they are family. Each has a name, a history, a place in the web of life we've built together. They depend on me, but I depend on them, too. Farming with animals is not easy. It's dirty, demanding, relentless. It's early mornings, late nights, aching muscles, and constant learning. But it is also laughter, companionship, beauty, and profound fulfillment. Each species teaches something different. Chickens teach routine, goats teach patience, pigs teach joy, sheep teach peace, donkeys teach loyalty, ducks teach lightheartedness, and rabbits teach gentleness. In return, I offer care, commitment, and love. As I close the barn door behind me and look out at the moonlit fields, I feel a deep sense of purpose. This life, shared with these 7 species, is not just a job or a passion, it's a calling. And tomorrow, when the sun rises again, I'll be there, boots on, heart open, ready to begin anew.